Now, we've got the Apple iPhone 17 with us. In this video, we'll unbox this phone, and I'll share my first impressions. First off, let's talk pricing. In India, this phone launched at 83,000 rupees, in European countries, it's €949, and in the US, it's $799. The color variant I got is Sage, and it's the 256GB version. If you're wondering which version to buy, here's my take. I've previously owned the Apple iPhone 15 and 16, both with 128GB storage. I don't take tons of photos or videos, so 128GB was plenty for me. I've never had storage issues with either phone. So, if you're not snapping lots of pictures, 128GB is fine. But the iPhone 17 doesn't offer that. The base variant is 256GB. So, even if you take some photos and videos, 256GB should be enough. But if you're capturing tons of media, you might want the 512GB version. Now, let's talk box contents. The main thing is the phone itself, plus a charging cable. It's a Type-C cable on both ends, and you also get a SIM ejector tool. One thing to note, Apple doesn't include a charger in the box, so you'll need to buy one separately. Anyway, let's set the box aside and check out the phone. The back is made of glass, and it feels a bit slippery in hand. This phone weighs about 177 grams and is around 8mm thick, so it's not too heavy or thick, I'd say average. Compared to the iPhone 16, the weight and thickness have slightly increased. As for build quality, it's got an aluminum frame. This phone has an IP68 rating, which is great. But don't assume that means water damage is covered under warranty. It's just extra protection. If your phone accidentally falls in water, it's less likely to get damaged, but don't dunk it on purpose, you won't get warranty coverage if something goes wrong. For build quality, the front has Ceramic Shield 2 protection, which is better than the previous model. Still, I'd recommend applying a screen protector right away for extra safety. Even with strong protection, scratches can happen without a screen protector. The back feels a bit slippery, just like my iPhone 15 and 16. Holding it without a case makes me nervous, it might slip from my hand. So, I'd suggest using a case. Also, the design is pretty much the same as the Apple iPhone 16. You can see here, this is the iPhone 16, and this is the iPhone 17, no major differences. The front display is also nearly identical, so you can easily tell if it's the iPhone 15 or 17. Design-wise, there's not much change. As for ports and buttons, the top is clean. There's an action button here. Before the iPhone 15, this was a silent switch to mute or unmute the phone. Now, you can customize it to open the flashlight or any app you want, which is pretty handy. This feature was also in the iPhone 16. You've got volume up and down buttons here, and a SIM slot. It supports one physical SIM, but you can use a second SIM as an eSIM. In the US, it's eSIM only for both. At the bottom, you've got speakers and a Type-C charging port. On the side, there's the power button and a camera button, which was also in the iPhone 16. Clicking the camera button opens the camera app instantly. If you press it lightly, you get more options to adjust functions. But it takes some practice to get used to. This was in the iPhone 16 too, but I didn't use it much because of the learning curve. It's cool, but I'm not sure how many people will use it since it requires some effort to master. This phone has stereo speakers. The display is a 6.3-inch screen, compared to the 6.1-inch on the iPhone 16. But the dimensions of both phones are almost identical, with little difference. The bezels here are smaller, so the screen-to-body ratio is better. Anyway, you're getting a bigger 6.3-inch display, even though the overall size hasn't changed much. The thickness has gone up slightly. Like before, this phone has a Super Retina XDR display with a peak brightness of 3000 nits, compared to 2000 nits on the iPhone 16. That's an improvement. Even with the iPhone 16, outdoor visibility was fine, even in bright sunlight. This is even better. We'll dive deeper into this in our full review. The display also supports HDR and Dolby Vision. For YouTube, this phone supports 4K HDR video playback. You can see here, this 4K HDR video plays smoothly with no stuttering. That's great. On Netflix, you get HDR and Dolby Vision support too. The speakers deliver loud, clear sound, giving you a solid multimedia experience. So, for watching movies or anything like that, this phone's great. A big update is the 120Hz refresh rate, unlike the 60Hz on the iPhone 16. Scrolling feels smoother, which is awesome. Honestly, this 120Hz refresh rate should have come to the base model much earlier. But now it's here, and I'm fully satisfied with the display. The iPhone 16 was missing this feature, and now it's fixed. For performance, the iPhone 17 has the A19 bionic chip, a powerful processor. In our initial tests, it runs smoothly with no lag. But this is just a first impression. We'll test gaming and performance more for our final review. As an initial impression, this phone feels smooth and supports 5G with all bands. It runs iOS 26, which has a glass-like design. The camera app's been updated, here's the old style, and here's the new one. Personally, I prefer the old design. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. The phone also supports Apple Intelligence features. But honestly, Apple Intelligence isn't that exciting. It feels like a bit of a letdown. Some other AI tools do a better job. Still, it's there. For the camera, you've got a 48+48 megapixel dual setup on the back. Now, the ultra-wide-angle lens is 48 megapixels, up from 12 in the previous model. The front camera is 18 megapixels. In selfies, there's a button for a wider field of view, which is nice. I've taken some photos, and they look good so far. This one's indoors, and the background's a bit unclear due to glass. This was shot with the ultra-wide-angle lens, and this one's with the main sensor. Here's another ultra-wide-angle shot, it's a bit darker on the sides. This one's with the main sensor. The colors vary, this has a whitish tone, and this one's reddish. I'm not sure if it's a settings issue, but that's what I got. We'll cover the camera more in our final review, but so far, it's good. Video recording solid too. The battery is 3692 mAh, a slight bump from the iPhone 16. But with the 120Hz refresh rate, we'll need to check if screen on time is better. We'll do a battery test, so stay tuned if you're interested. Charging speeds 25 watts wired and 15 watts wireless. It claims 50% charge in 13 minutes. I'm guessing we'll get about 7 to 7.5 hours of screen on time, but we'll confirm in our battery test. So, that's my initial take on the iPhone 17. I'm satisfied so far, no issues. The camera's great, the display's awesome with 120Hz, and performance is smooth. We'll test battery and more later. It's a solid upgrade from the iPhone 16. We'll compare them in upcoming videos, so stay tuned. If you found this helpful, consider subscribing. See you in the next video.